Is all already?
Yeah.
Do you want me to read? No?
As you like.
Oh, you want to? Or we do half, one day the half this part and the other half
Sure.
next day. Oh, you want everything?
No.
Okay. Reading from Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita by Srila Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami Maharaj Ki Jai. Adi Lila chapter 4. The confidential reason for the appearance of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Verse 206. The heart of Lord Chaitanya is the image of Sri Radhika's emotions. Those feelings of pleasure and pain arise constantly therein. In the final portion of his pastimes, Lord Chaitanya was obsessed with the madness of separation from Lord Krishna. He acted in erroneous ways and talked deliriously. Just as Radhika went mad at the sight of Uddhava, so Lord Chaitanya was obsessed day and night with the madness of separation. At night, he talked incoherently in grief with his arms around Swarup Damodar's neck. He spoke out his heart in ecstatic inspiration. Whenever a particular sentiment arose in his heart, Swarup Damodar satisfied him by singing songs or reciting verses of the same nature. To analyze these pastimes is not necessary now. Later I shall describe them in detail. Formerly in Braja, Lord Krishna displayed 3 ages, namely childhood, boyhood and adolescence. His adolescence is especially significant. Parental affection made his childhood fruitful. His boyhood was successful with his friends. In youth, he tasted the essence of rasa, fulfilling his desires in pastimes like the rasa dance with Srimati Radhika and the other gopis. In his youth, Lord Krishna made all 3 of his ages and the entire universe successful by his pastimes of amorous love like the rasa dance. Lord Madhusudan enjoyed his youth with pastimes on autumn nights in the midst of the jewel-like milkmaids. Thus he dispelled all the misfortunes of the world. Lord Krishna made Srimati Radharani close her eyes in shame before her friends by his words relating their amorous activities on the previous night. Then he showed the highest limit of cleverness in drawing pictures of dolphins in various playful sports on her breasts. In this way, Lord Hari made his youth successful by performing pastimes in the bushes with Sri Radha and her friends. O Purnamashi, if Lord Hari had not descended in Mathura with Srimati Radharani, this entire creation, and especially Cupid, the demigod of love, would have been useless. Even though Lord Krishna, the abode of all mellows, had previously in this way chewed the essence of the mellows of love, still he was unable to fulfill 3 desires, although he made efforts to taste them. I shall explain his first desire. Krishna says, I am the primary cause of all rasas. I am the full spiritual truth and am made of all joy. But the love of Srimati Radharani drives me mad. I do not know the strength of Radha's love, with which she always overwhelms me. The love of Radhika is my teacher, and I am her dancing pupil. Her prema makes me dance various novel dances. O my beloved friend, Vrinda, where are you coming from? I'm coming from the feet of Sri Hari. Where is he? In the forest on the bank of Radhakund. What is he doing there? He is learning dancing. Who is his master? Your image, Radha, revealing itself in every tree and creeper in every direction, is roaming like a skillful dancer, making him dance behind. Whatever pleasure I get from tasting my love for Srimati Radharani, she tastes 10 million times more than me by her love. Just I am the abode of all mutually contradictory characteristics, so Radha's love is always full of similar contradictions. Radha's love is all-pervading, leaving no room for expansion, but still it is expanding constantly. There is certainly nothing greater than her love, but her love is devoid of pride. That is the sign of its greatness. Nothing is purer than her love, but its behavior is always perverse and crooked. All glories to Radha's love for Krishna, the enemy of the demon Mura. Although it is all-pervading, it tends to increase at every moment. Although it is important, it is devoid of pride, and although it is pure, it is always beset with duplicity. Sri Radhika is the highest abode of that love, and I am its only object. I taste the bliss to which the object of love is entitled, but the pleasure of Radha, the abode of that love, is 10 million times greater. My mind races to taste the pleasure experienced by the abode, but I cannot taste it, even by my best efforts. How may I taste it? If someone I can be the abode of that love, if sometime I can be the abode of that love, only then may I taste its joy. Thinking in this way, Lord Krishna was curious to taste that love. His eager desire for that love increasingly blazed in his heart. That is one desire. Now please hear of another. Seeing his own beauty, Lord Krishna began to consider, my sweetness is wonderful, infinite and full. No one in the three worlds can find its limit. Only Radhika, by the strength of her love, tastes all the nectar of my sweetness. Although Radha's love is pure like a mirror, its purity increases at every moment. My sweetness also has no room for expansion, yet it shines before that mirror in newer and newer beauty. There is constant competition between my sweetness and the mirror of Radha's love. They both go on increasing, but neither knows defeat. My sweetness is always newer and newer. Devotees taste it according to their own respective love. If I see my sweetness in the mirror, I am tempted to taste it, but nevertheless I cannot. If I deliberate on a way to taste it, I find that I hanker for the position of Radhika. Who manifests an abundance of sweetness greater than mine, which has never been experienced before, and which causes wonder to all. Alas, I myself, my mind bewildered, upon seeing this beauty, impetuously desire to enjoy it like Srimati Radharani. The beauty of Krishna has one natural strength. It thrills the hearts of all men and women, beginning with Lord Krishna himself. All minds are attracted by hearing his sweet voice and flute, or by seeing his beauty. Even Lord Krishna himself makes effort to taste that sweetness. The thirst The thirst of one who always drinks the nectar of that sweetness is never satisfied. Rather, that thirst increases constantly. Such a person, being unsatisfied, begins to blaspheme Lord Brahma, saying that he does not know the art of creating well and is simply inexperienced. He has not given millions of eyes to see the beauty of Krishna. He has given only 2 eyes, and even those eyes blink. How then shall I see the lovely face of Krishna? The gopi said, O Krishna, when you go to the forest during the day and we do not see your sweet face, which is surrounded by beautiful curling hair, half a second becomes as long as an entire age for us, and we consider the Creator who has put eyelids on the eyes we use for seeing you to be simply a fool. The gopis saw their beloved Krishna at Kurukshetra after a long separation. They secured and embraced him in their hearts, through their eyes, and they attained a joy so intense that not even perfect yogis can attain it. The gopis cursed the Creator for creating eyelids that interfered with their vision. There is no consummation for the eyes other than the sight of Krishna. Whoever sees him is most fortunate indeed. The gopi said, O friends, those eyes that see the beautiful faces of the sons of Maharaj Nanda are certainly fortunate. As these 2 sons enter the forest, surrounded by their friends, driving the cows before them, they hold their flutes to their mouth and glance lovingly upon the residents of Vrindavan. For those who have eyes, we think there is no greater object of vision. The women of Mathura said, What austerities must the gopis have performed? With their eyes, they always drink the nectar of the form of Lord Krishna, which is the essence of loveliness and is not to be equaled or surpassed. That loveliness is the only abode of beauty, fame, and opulence. It is self-perfect, ever fresh, and extremely rare. The sweetness of Lord Krishna is unprecedented, and its strength is also unprecedented. Simply by one's hearing of such beauty, the mind becomes unsteady. Lord Krishna's own beauty attracts Lord Krishna himself, but because he cannot fully enjoy it, his mind remains full of sorrow. This is a description of his second desire. Now please listen as I describe the third. This conclusion of rasa is extremely deep. Only Swarup Damodar knows much about it. Anyone else who claims to know it must have heard it from him, for he was the most intimate companion of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. The love of the gopis is called Rudha Bhava. It is pure and spotless. It is not at any time lust. The pure love of the gopis has become celebrated by the name lust. The dear devotees of the Lord, headed by Sri Uddhava, desire to taste that love. Lust and love have different characteristics, just as iron and gold have different natures. The desire to gratify one's own senses is kama, lust. But the desire to please the senses of Lord Krishna is prema, love. The object of lust is only the enjoyment of one's own senses, but love caters to the enjoyment of Lord Krishna, and thus it is very powerful. Social customs, scriptural injunctions, bodily demands, fruitive action, shyness, patience, bodily pleasures, self-gratification, and the path of Varna Ashram Dharma, which is difficult to give up. The gopis have forsaken all these, as well as their own relatives and their punishment and scolding. For the sake of serving Lord Krishna, they render loving service to him, for the sake of his enjoyment. This is called firm attachment to Lord Krishna. It is spotlessly pure, like a clean cloth that has no stain. Therefore lust and love are quite different. Lust is like dense darkness, but love is like the bright sun. Thus there is not the slightest taint of lust in the gopis' love. Their relationship with Krishna is only for the sake of his enjoyment. O dearly beloved, your lotus feet are so soft that we place them gently on our breasts, fearing that your feet will be hurt. Our life, excuse me, our life rests only in you. Our minds, therefore, are filled with anxiety that your tender feet might be wounded by pebbles as you roam about on the forest path. The gopis do not care for their own pleasures or pains. All their physical and mental activities are directed towards offering enjoyment to Lord Krishna. They renounced everything for Krishna. They have pure attachment to giving Krishna pleasure. O my beloved gopis, you have renounced social customs, scriptural injunctions, and your relatives for my sake. I disappeared behind you only to increase your concentration upon me. Since I disappeared for your benefit, you should not be displeased with me. Lord Krishna has a promise from before to reciprocate with his devotees according to the way they worship him. In whatever way my devotees surrender unto me, I reward them accordingly. Everyone follows my path in all respects, O son of Pritha. That promise has been broken by the worship of the gopis, as Lord Krishna himself admits. O gopis, I am not able to repay my debt for your spotless service, even within a lifetime of Brahma. Your connection with me is beyond reproach. You have worshipped me, cutting off all domestic ties, which are difficult to break. Therefore, please, let your own glorious deed be your compensation. Okay, we stop here for today. Jai Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita Adi Lila, Chapter 4, the confidential reasons for the appearance of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu Ki Jai. Jai Srila Krishna Das Kaviraj Goswami Maharaj Ki Jai. Jai Om Vishnupad Srila A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada Ki Jai. Then we're reading from Sri Guru and His Grace by Om Vishnupad Srila Bhakti Rakak Sridadev Goswami Maharaj. And the chapter is called Descent of the Revealed Truth. One Krishna and many Gurus. We must have the vision to recognize the presence of our Guru's temperament. Mahaprabhu says, when Mahaprabhu met the Samudiya Brahmin, upon seeing his movements, he at once detected that this Brahmin must have some connection with Madhavendra Puri. He said, without his connection, I could never find such symptoms of transcendental ecstasy. It must come from Madhavendra Puri. So we must know Krishna consciousness in truth. It is said, Acharyamam Vigyanitam Niyam. The spiritual master is not to be differentiated. One thing is coming down from the Supreme Lord, so the oneness of continuity is not to be ignored. Guru can be here. Guru can be in another body also. The same teacher may come in a different body to inspire us. He may come to give us new hope and higher education. The substance should always be given a higher value than the form. First, understand the degree of purity in Krishna consciousness. The followers of form are only imitationists. They want only to exploit Mahaprabhu and not to serve him. They are our worst enemies. They are traitors. They have taken the garb of Mahaprabhu's Sampradaya and they are saying something bogus. This is cheap marketing. They are extensively selling adulterated things very cheaply. They have no inner necessity to attain the purpose of the purest thing. Pujala Ragapata Gora Vabange. Although he was such an exalted Vaishnava, our Guru Maharaj never presented himself as a great devotee. He always used to say, "I am a servant of the Vaishnavas." That was his claim. And he would say, "The higher devotees are my Guru. They are so exalted. First come and practice all these things, and then you can hope to reach the goal. It is not so easy or so cheap. Out of many liberated persons, a pure devotee of Lord Krishna is extremely rare. Koti mukta madhye durlabha eka Krishna bhakta." Krishna consciousness is an internal thing, and those who cannot see the internal truth will make much of the external cover. We do not support that. Rather, we are interested in the real spirit. All the opposing elements who are interested in externals cannot touch us. Dogs might bark, but the barking of a dog has no importance. Because they make so much of the outer thing, they have no real purification of the heart to accept the pure thing, to discriminate what is purity or what is love of Godhead Prema, after which even Brahma and Mahadev aspire. Okay, we stop here for today. The next chapter is the original Guru. We read tomorrow. Jai, Srila Bhakti Rakak Siddhadev Goswami Maharaj ki Jai. Sri Guru and His Grace ki Jai. Jai, Srila Bhakti Sundar Govinda Dev Goswami Maharaj ki Jai. Prabhu, do you want to sing Hari Raya?
Yeah, okay. Hari Raya Nama Krishna Jadavaya Namaha.
Hari Raya Nama Krishna Yadavaya Namaha. Yadavaya Madhavaya Keshavaya Namaha.
Gopala Govindaram Sri Madhusudan.
Gopala Govindaram Sri Madhusudan. Giridhari Gopinath Madanamoha. Chaitanya Nityananda Sri Advaita Chandra. Gadadara Siva Sadi Kura Bhakta Vrinda. Hey Jai Gosai Om Vishnupad Sila Bhakti Niyamalacharya Maharaj Ki Jai. Om Vishnupad Sila Bhakti Sunu Govinda Dev Goswami Maharaj Ki Jai. Om Vishnupad Sila Bhakti Rakak Sila Dev Goswami Maharaj Ki Jai. Bhagavan Sila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur Ki Jai. Sri Rupanuga Gurvarga Ki Jai. Namacharya Sila Haridas Thakur Ki Jai. Sri Chaitanya Saraswati Sri Acharya Vrinda Ki Jai. Sabashara Sri Nityananda Prabhu Ki Jai. Sabashara Sri Mama Prabhu Ki Jai. Sri Sri Radha Krishna Gopa Gopinath Shama Kunda Radha Kunda Giri Govardhan Ki Jai. Tulasi Maharani Ki Jai. Ganga Yamuna Jiva Ki Jai. Grantharachima Bhagavatam Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita Ki Jai. Sri Navadvitam Ki Jai. Sri Mayapur Ki Jai. Sri Vrindavanam Ki Jai. Sri Purushottamanam Ki Jai. Jagannath Baladev Subhadra Ki Jai. Sri Chaitanya Saraswati Mat Ki Jai. Sri Chaitanya Saraswati Mat East London Chapter Ki Jai. Sri Chaitanya Saraswati Mat West London Chapter Ki Jai. Samadrita Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Ki Jai. Samadrita Vaishnava Mandala Ki Jai. Harinam Sankirtan Ki Jai. Sri Kartik Vrata Ki Jai. Nitai Gaur Premanande Satchiguru Ki Jai. Saraswati Ki Jai. Devananda Ki